Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Sudden Deck by David Regal. Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Magic product review where my goal is to show you guys some of the latest and greatest Magic effects on the market so that you can decide whether or not it is something that you should purchase and add to your act. Now today we're going to be taking a look at something by an amazing creator. I'm sure you've heard of him. I'm sure you've already have some of his product already and you're already using it. He's created so many things, and pretty much everything that he comes up with is a winner. I don't know, off the top of my head, I can't think of a bad product that David Regal has put out. So really good stuff. And Sudden Deck is no different. I have used different variations of this. I used Sudden Deck 2 for like the longest time, and my gimmick was all beat up, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and grab a Sudden Deck 3, and I'm going to play with it and see how it compares to the other one, because I need to replace the other one anyway. And I was not surprised. It is just as good as I thought that it was going to be. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. Before I do though, just a couple of announcements. If you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you guys know every time I upload a new video. Also, if you would like to support the channel for just $1 a month, go ahead and click the join button and become a Mob Squad member. Members will get access to a ton of awesome stuff, including full tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and even discounts in the O'Brien Magic Shop. All that for just $1 a month. As well as all of that awesome stuff, I'll even shout your name out right here on the channel so that all of the cool kids watching these videos will get to meet you and see who you are, right? So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's shout out just a couple of our newest members. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Scott Clark, Stephen Cooper, and Alan Blair. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel and becoming members. All of your love and all of your support is greatly appreciated. Same goes out to all of my subscribers, all my members, and all of you for just watching these videos. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to keep this channel going. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sudden Deck. I recently got to visit the United States Playing Card Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. For those of you who have no idea what that is, it is the place that they manufacture and produce the decks of cards that all of us magicians love to use so much. I got to take home some cool stuff. I printed my own cards. I ran off some sheets of uncut cards and had it framed, and that's hanging on my wall in my room. But some of my favorite things to take home were these. I know it's kind of weird, but they're just uncut, or should I say unprinted card boxes, right? So you would assemble these yourself and you can use them for your own decks of cards. Now, not a whole lot that you can do with just an unprinted card box, unless of course you are a magician, in which case you can go ahead and print the box, right? But still, I just have a box printed, nothing really to put inside just yet. Unless of course you assemble it, it starts to look more like a deck of cards, and then you can actually reach inside and produce a full deck of cards. All right, that was the basic presentation for Sudden Deck. As you can see, you just take an unprinted card box that hasn't been assembled, you print it, you assemble it into a box, you snap your fingers, and you can produce a full-size deck of cards out of it. One thing that I really like to do is I like to use this with my blank deck opener. So what I'll do is I'll show the blank cards, I'll print the box, I'll produce the cards, and then I'll show that all the cards are blank. We can do some magic with the blank cards, and then I'll go on to print the deck, and now I have a full printed deck and all of that stuff. So a lot of really cool things that you can do with this. It's really easy to perform, right? I mean, I did kind of a quick little performance for you guys. Normally I kind of spruce it up a little bit more, but as you can see, it's practically self-working. It's just, it does what you probably assume that it does, right? There's a couple of extra moments that you can do, some convincers and stuff. Now I got used to performing with Sudden Deck 2, and so I don't really do those convincers. I don't think that they're necessary, but they're there if you want to do them. I won't tell you what they are in this video. I'll let you guys buy it and you can kind of see like what they are. In my opinion, the convincers don't work too well on camera, but if you're doing it for a live audience, it flies right over their heads. You can do the convincers that way. If you do it in a way where they're able to pause the video and watch it, you might not be able to get away with it. But this is something that really kills in real life because it looks like editing. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, right? Except you're doing it in front of a live audience, right? So, like I said, it's super easy to perform. Now, over the years, there's been 3 different variations of this. The original sudden deck, I don't think you could print it. I think you just had the blank box and you assembled it and you snapped your fingers and you pulled out a deck of cards. Then sudden deck 2 allowed you to print the deck, assemble it, and pull out a deck of cards. Sudden deck 3 allows you to do all of that plus show the inside of the box before you print the cards, which in my opinion isn't necessary. And again, if they watch it on camera, they might catch something. It kind of gives it away a little bit. If you do it live, it's just a quick moment where you just flash the deck real quick so they don't really see anything. They don't really catch on to it. I've never gotten caught with it. I don't use the move too much, but the couple of times that I decided to do it, it went right over their heads. So it's up to you if you want to use the move or not. Now, how does the actual quality of the product compare from Sudden Deck 2 to Sudden Deck 3? Sudden Deck 2 was kind of made out of this like plasticky laminated material, so it looked glossy. It was like a glossy cardboard, right? It looked glossy, it kind of shined in the light a little bit, and it was printed on, but it was a little blurry. It wasn't quite high res, so from a distance it looked fine, but if you got it like really close up and looked at it, it looked kind of weird. It didn't look like a normal deck of cards. I used that for years and never got called out on it though. Now this version is printed on actual cardstock, like the same cardstock that you would get if you were to have like an actual playing card box. It's high quality, as you can see, right? I don't want to show you too much because I don't want to give the method away. But it's high quality. The gimmick functions well. And I saw a couple reviews that say you couldn't put a full-size deck in there. I don't know what those reviews are talking about because I have a full-size deck in there right now. Doesn't have jokers. It's just 52 cards, and it fits just fine, right? So you can print a full deck of cards, and on top of that, you also get a dummy. You can either switch this, so you can show it and then like reach for something and ditch this and grab the gimmick, or you can just do what I do, where you show both. So you come out like this. This is with it. That hasn't been produced yet. You show both, right? You can kind of show the inside of this one, right? And then you go ahead and you do the change with the actual gimmick. So instant reset, boom, it's already reset and it's ready to go. It's a really cool little thing to play with. It's fun to do in the mirror for yourself. It's just fun to play with. And it's a great way to introduce a deck of cards, right? Because I'm sure you've heard this before. You take out a deck of cards and you say, oh, I want to show you a card trick. And you don't even do anything. And then people are like, oh, I've seen this one. But they haven't seen this. They haven't seen, a card case that hasn't been printed and hasn't even been assembled yet. That's kind of interesting. It's an interesting little object. And you have a fun little story you can tell with it. The story that I came up with is that, I like to collect things. And I have my Pokemon cards and my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I'm a magician too, so of course I collect some really cool looking, decks of playing cards, the ones that we, play poker with and stuff. And I got to visit the factory where they print your own cards. And if you want, you can make it this big thing. You can take out some gaff cards that you have, like cards that you don't know what you're gonna do with, that just kind of look cool. And you can say like, yeah, look, like, this is a card with, like a blank card. And oh, look, this is a card that has 2 faces, and this is a card with 2 backs. I mean, I don't know. Some people say, oh, you're exposing the double gimmicks or whatever. But it doesn't matter, in my opinion, because if I'm already telling them that I was able to go to the factory and print my own custom cards, it would make sense that I was able to print these, right? Now, if you don't want to expose it, or if you're already using double backers or gimmicks in your other routines, you don't have to, but I'm just kind of spitballing ideas for you guys, right? And then you introduce these, you print it, you produce the deck of cards, and now you've just done some really cool magic where you take out the deck, right? And it's a quick little thing, like the actual moment that you do the trick and assemble the box and produce the cards, it's like 10 seconds. But you can build up to it. You have a story that you can tell. So this is a nice little space filler before you take out the deck and actually do something. You can make this last like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes long if you want to build up this whole story. Right? So there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with this. It's fairly new. I just, when I say fairly new, I mean like I just bought this gimmick. So this gimmick, I haven't really worked it in yet. But as I've seen so far, it's been functioning well. One question that I saw from someone is how long does it last? My version 2 lasted forever. Like I worked the crap out of it and I had it for a really long time. I don't remember when I got it. I want to say I got it probably around like 2010, 2011, something like that. Like right when it first came out. And used it over and over and over and over and over again, and it still looks great. This version, the paper is a little thinner. It's real card box cardstock. So I'm gonna say that there is a chance of wear on this if you perform it a lot. It may rip eventually. I would recommend not folding the flap back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because then you weaken the seams, and you do need to hold it at the flap to do the kick out move to print the box. I can just see eventually over time all of that stress on it. It might rip the flap right off, and then it's not going to function and you'll have to buy a new one. It wasn't expensive anyway. I think I paid $30 for it. So really cool prop, a lot of fun to play with. I recommend you guys check it out and give it a try. Now for the question of the day, what is your favorite way to introduce a deck of cards? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, visit us at obrienmagic.com and be sure to check out our online magic shop where you will find the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories.